Sustained. Rephrase the question.
Yes, Your Honor. Do you swim on any swim teams?
Yes, I do.
Which swim team do you swim on?
I swim on Hidden Valley.
And were you swimming in any meets on April 19th?
Yes, I was.
Which meet were you swimming in?
I was swimming in the state qualifying meet.
And after that meet, what happened?
It was crazy. There are people in the parking lot everywhere. Swimming in Hidden Valley is a huge deal, just like football in England. I mean soccer.
Now, were you able to observe the defendant's behavior after this meet?
Yeah, she just kept going on about her times.
So what did you do?
Well, I told her that we needed to get home because we need to get going because I was volunteering at the hospital the next morning.
So what happened next?
After finally getting her away from the crowd, we finally left.
And who was driving when you and the defendant left the parking lot?
Adrian was driving her dad's vintage Bueller. It's a pretty sweet car.
And have you ever driven this Bueller?
No way. That is Mr. Vega's pride and joy.
Now, on the way home, were you able to observe the defendant's driving?
Yeah, Adrian did not seem to be paying much attention to the road because she kept on texting, and there's a lot of sharp turns on that road.
So what did you do?
I tried calling my parents, but my cell phone was dead, so I just listened to music.
What, if anything, happened next?
When I was listening to music, I suddenly felt a bump in the road, and I asked Adrian what had happened.
And what did the defendant say to you?
Adrian said we didn't hit anything. That was kind of weird though, because I never asked her if we hit anything or not.
Now, on the way home, did the defendant ever stop?
No, she just kept on driving.
And after the two of you got home, what happened?
After we got home, I went to the guest house to try to get some sleep.
And did you get some sleep?
No, I tried, but I heard the police outside.
Did you speak to the police officers that evening?
Yes, I spoke to Officer Kelly Wright and told her everything that happened that night.
Now, at this point, did you see the defendant outside?
No, I did not know where she was.
Now, Mr. DeLuca, were you driving the Vegas Black Bueller on April 19th?
No, I did not drive it that night, and I have never driven it.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. DeLuca, you came to America to swim competitively, true?
Yes, that is true.
You hope to swim for the University of Los Angeles, correct?
Yes, that is true.
Adrian Vega also hopes to swim for the University of Los Angeles. Isn't that true?
Yes, that is correct.
One day you hope to swim for the Olympics, correct?
Yes, that is true.
Adrian Vega shares this goal, true?
I guess so, yes.
And in fact, you told the police that you would do anything to reach your goals, true?
Yeah, I've been training a lot.
Now, on the night of April 19th, there was a scout at the swim meet you attended, correct?
Yeah,
And the scout was from the University of Los Angeles, true?
yes, that is true.
You had been hoping to get this scout's attention, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
However, Adrian Vega got the scout's attention, true?
Yes, that is correct.
Adrian Vega received a hat from this scout, correct?
Yes, I guess that is true.
And isn't it fair to say that you would want a hat from a scout from the University of Los Angeles?
I guess so, yes.
Now, you told the police that you thought it was unfair that Adrian got the scout's attention, correct?
Yeah, I do think it was pretty unfair.
In fact, you also told the police that it was hard for you to feel happy for Adrian that night, true?
Yes, that is correct.
You stated to the police that you were annoyed, correct?
I was pretty annoyed, yes.
And you also stated that Adrian was self-centered, true?
Well, she kept on bragging.
So you told the police that Adrian was self-centered?
Yes, that is correct.
And in fact, you also informed the police that you were sick of being around Adrian. Isn't that correct?
I don't remember saying, I don't know.
In fact, on your witness statement, page 28, line 12, you said, I was sick of being around Adrian. True?
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Redirect.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Mr. DeLuca, can you please tell the court why you were annoyed with the defendant on April 19th?
I was annoyed because she kept going on about her times and kept on bragging.
And how did you feel about the University of Los Angeles scout?
Well, I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to talk to that scout that night, but I always figured there'd be another chance.
And Mr. DeLuca, who was driving the Black Bueller on April 19th?
Objection, Your Honor. This is beyond the scope of cross-examination.
Overruled. Let me answer the question.
Can you repeat the question again, please?
Who was driving the Black Bueller on April 19th?
Adrian was driving the Black Bueller that night.
Have you ever driven this car?
No, I have never driven it.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor. May this witness be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Call your next witness.
Your Honor, the people call Quinn Liu.
Quinn Liu to the witness stand.
Your Honor, I will be cross-examining this witness.
Thank you.
Your Honor, at this time, the people request the time check. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give will faithfully and truthfully conform to the facts and rules of the mock trial petition?
I do.
Please be seated. Will you please state your full name, spelling your last for the record?
Quinn Liu, L-I-U.
Thank you.
If we could give counsel a time check.
The prosecution has 5 minutes and 26 seconds left for direct examination.
Good evening, Ms. Liu.
Good evening.
Where do you live?
I live in Hidden Valley, and I have for the past 20 years.
Where is your home located?
I live on the east side of the intersection of Skyline and Grand. This is my house here.
Your Honor, may the record reflect this witness has pointed to the Q in a box on People's Exhibit A.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Record will reflect that.
Now, where were you on your property?
I was on my front porch.
And what were you doing?
It's a little embarrassing to admit, but I was smoking a cigarette. I know it's super bad for me, but my husband doesn't let me do it inside, so I have to go outside to do it.
And what, if anything, did you see at this time?
I saw Cameron Douglas get hit by a car.
Do you know Cameron Douglas?
Yeah, I've talked to Cameron a couple times. I've also seen him around every once in a while.
Did you notice what Cameron was wearing?
I didn't get to see Cameron's clothes, but I did see that he was wearing a helmet with a working headlamp on it.
Now, using Exhibit A, can you show us where Cameron was when he was first struck?
Sure. Cameron was halfway through the intersection when a car came up Skyline, blew through the stop sign, and then hit Cameron, and his body went flying and landed in front of my house.
Can you describe this car?
I can't tell you the make or the model of the car, but I do know that the car was black.
Were you able to see the driver?
Yeah, I didn't get to see the driver's face, but I did see what the driver was wearing.
And what was the driver wearing?
A white t-shirt and a cardinal and gold baseball cap.
Did you notice anything else?
Yeah, I saw the glow of a cell phone screen in the driver's side of the car.
What did you see the car do after striking Cameron?
It kept going as if nothing had happened. I thought it was going to stop and come back, but it didn't. So as it sped away, I memorized the license plate number so I could tell the police later.
And what were these numbers?
SLC 86.
What did you do next?
I ran to Cameron to see if he was okay because he was still in the street. I yelled, can you hear me? But he didn't answer me.
So what did you do after this?
I went back inside to my house and I called the police.
What did you do after calling the police?
I grabbed a blanket from my home and I took it out to Cameron.
And who was with Cameron at this time?
My neighbor Dallas Camp was with Cameron when I returned.
Thank you, Ms. Liu. No further questions.
Counsel, cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, in direct examination, you identified what the driver was wearing, true?
I did, yes.
But you couldn't identify who was wearing the cap, correct?
I guess not, no.
After seeing Cameron's body fly through the air, you panicked, true?
Yeah, I did. It was totally crazy.
You were shocked, correct?
Yes.
Cameron's whole body was limp, true?
Yes, it was.
You yelled, "Can you hear me?" correct?
Yes, I did.
Cameron didn't respond, true?
True.
Cameron never told you who was driving the vehicle that night, correct?
Cameron didn't say anything.
Thank you. Now, it was dark at the intersection of Skyline and Grand, correct?
Barely, yes.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Now, the circles marked with an X represent the street lamps that weren't working that night, correct?
Yes.
A total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 street lamps weren't working, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And it was also really cloudy that night, true?
Yes, it was.
In fact, you told the police that it was hard to see, correct?
Yeah, it was a little hard to see.
Now, the accident happened very fast, true?
It did.
The car raced by the stop sign, true?
Yes.
So you were only able to remember a partial license plate number, correct?
That is all I got, yeah.
Thank you. Now, in direct examination, you also said that you didn't see the driver's face, true?
No, I didn't get to.
In fact, you told the police, "I'm kicking myself for not being able to see the driver's face more clearly," true?
I am. I wish I had more information to give the police.
You cannot identify Adrian Vega as the driver of the car that evening, true?
That's true.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Thank you, counsel. Redirect.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Liu, were there any streetlights working that night?
Yeah, a good number of them were.
And you see to the date, can you show us which ones are working?
I can. The one next to my house is working, this one on Grand, and then these three on Skyline.
And were you able to see the driver?
Yeah, I did. I got to see what the driver was wearing.
And what was the driver wearing?
A white t-shirt and a cardinal and gold baseball cap.
Thank you, Ms. Liu. No further questions.
Thank you. Witness may step down. Call your next witness.
Your Honor, prior to calling our next witness, the people request a time check.
All right.
The prosecution has 2 minutes and 40 seconds left for direct examination.
Thank you. The people call Cameron Douglas.
Cameron Douglas to the witness stand.
Your Honor, I will be cross-examining this witness.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give will faithfully and truthfully conform to the facts and rules of the mock trial competition?
I do.
Please be seated. Sir, will you please state your full name, spelling your last for record?
Cameron Douglas, D-O-U-G-L-A-S.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Douglas.
Good evening.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a small businessman. I own the only local bike shop here in Hidden Valley called the Tangle Chain.
Do you live in Hidden Valley?
Yes, I've lived here for the past 10 years or so.
Now, do you bike competitively?
Yes, I bike for fitness, and I've also competed in a few international competitions for the past 12 years or so. I also make it a point to compete in the local Hidden Valley Ironman. I would say biking is really my passion.
Were you riding your bike on April 19th, 2012?
Yes, I was. That was the night of the accident.
And were you riding your bicycle at night?
Yes, I'm an experienced cyclist, so I know it gets pretty hot, especially in April. I prefer to go cycling at night when it's a lot cooler.
2 minutes.
Now, were you wearing any safety gear on April 19th?
Yes, I was wearing a helmet, and I was also aware that a couple of the street lights were out throughout the neighborhood. So I decided to wear my headlamp.
What happened on April 19th?
Well, I decided to take my usual route, and I took my favorite bike. It's turquoise and signed by Lance Armstrong. Guess that's not worth much anymore. And I took my usual route from there.
Did anything unusual happen on this bike ride?
Yes. When I got to the intersection of Skyline and Grand, I saw this black Bueller just coming straight toward me.
So what did you do?
Well, I couldn't do anything. Immediately, the car hit me and just kept right on going like nothing even happened.
What happened next?
Well, I hit the ground, and I tried to tell the person that came up to me that I saw who was driving the car, but it was really hard to talk.
Who did you see driving the car, Mr. Douglas?
I saw Adrian Vega.
Do you see Adrian Vega in court today?
Objection, Your Honor. There's a lack of foundation that this witness could know who Adrian Vega is.
Response?
Your Honor, I will lay proper foundation shortly, if I may give you an offer of proof. This witness will testify that he has seen Adrian Vega before April 19th and is aware of Adrian Vega in the community.
Okay, but you can see that at this point, a foundation has not been laid, which would allow him to express that opinion.
Certainly, Your Honor. I'll lay it down if you wish.
All right, the objection is sustained, but you may proceed to lay a foundation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Douglas, do you know who Adrian Vega is?
Yes, I think everyone knows who Adrian is. She's the mayor's
1
daughter,
minute.
and she's also a local swim star.
Have you ever seen Adrian Vega before April 19th?
Yes, I've seen her driving throughout the neighborhood in that same black Bueller.
So who did you see driving that car?
I saw Adrian Vega.
And Mr. Douglas, did you ever speak to the police about April 19th?
Yes, I told them everything I knew the following day.
Were you injured in this accident, Mr. Douglas?
Yes, unfortunately because of this accident, I suffered permanent damage to my right knee. And because of these injuries, I won't be able to compete in triathlons again.
Thank
30
you.
seconds.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, before the defense proceeds, we'd like to inquire as to how much time we have to cross.
The defense has 4 minutes and 26 seconds left for cross-examination.
Thank you. Now, you're an advocate for bikers' rights, true?
Absolutely. I would say biking is my passion in life.
You believe Mayor Vega doesn't support bikers' rights, correct?
Unfortunately, that is correct.
In fact, you worked long hours to get the previous mayor re-elected, true?
Yes, I did work for her.
Now, you know Adrian Vega, correct?
Yes, I know of her.
You've seen Adrian Vega drive around the neighborhood in the same car that was involved in the accident, true?
Yes, the black Bueller.
So on April 19th, you recognized the car, correct?
Yes, I did notice that it was a black Bueller,